Milton School Board of Education meeting to order. We'll start with our vision. We believe in opportunities, achievement, and community for all. Our mission, the School District of Milton, in partnership with the community, prepares our students for achievement and lifetime readiness by providing opportunities for all. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And thank you. Thank you for everyone who's taken time out of their busy night to come and join us. It's appreciated. I would entertain a motion on the agenda for tonight.
So moved. Second.
A motion from John and a second from Rick. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have two sets of minutes to approve tonight. So the first one I would ask for a motion is from April 27th, 2026.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion from Tracy, a second from Ed. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then we have the minutes from May 11th, 2026.
I'll move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting held on May 11th, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from Tracy. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are on to vouchers.
I make a motion to approve the general checking account vouchers totaling $1,116,418.19 as presented.
Second that.
I have a motion from Tracy, a second from John. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I can't see the back of the room. Thank you, Julie. Can you? Nobody? So we have no public comment tonight. And so with that, we move on to our superintendent update. And we have some recognitions tonight. Mr. Doomer.
All right. This is one of our favorite parts of our meetings. We get to recognize worthy Red Hawk students and staff members. Got quite the list tonight, so that's great. But it also gives me. I apologize. We are going to start with the Milton High School FBLA, Emily Mallon, with Cheryl Avery as the advisor. You both want to come on up. All right, Emily. FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America and is an international organization focused on leadership skills and preparing students for future careers in all fields, not just business. With over 250,000 members annually, students are introduced to a large network of like-minded peers and have access to many industry connections as well. The Milton High School chapter has over 40 members annually and facilitates many community service projects, business tours, experiences, and much more throughout the year, with the highlight being all members competing at a regional leadership conference in February. Only the top 3 advance from the region to compete at state amongst the best of the best. From there, the top 4 move on to represent the state of Wisconsin at the National Leadership Conference. This was Emily's first year in FBLA, and she placed second at regionals and was the state champion at the state competition. Emily will be traveling to San Antonio, Texas in late June to compete one more time in her testing event on the topic of retail and merchandising. Congratulations and good luck in testing. Should we do the pictures right away? We got a birth certificate. That's what you're talking about.
Some of your specs.
That's all right. All right. Do you want to do pictures right away?
Yeah.
Okay. Board, we'll do pictures right away. Here we are. You'll have to update that. All right, next up, we're going to do the Milton Middle School and Milton High School robotics teams. The advisor there is Rob Thomas. We could have from the high school, Raiden Dorsey, Brendan Pregler, Owen Mraz, Kataya Hammond, and from the middle school, Robert Doubleday, Jay Litcher, Nolan Adams, and Andrew Chang. Did I get all those right? All right. So the Red Hawk Robotics Club is a student organization dedicated to exploring robotics while having fun. Members design, build, and program robots to do a variety of things. Many of the members form teams to compete in the VEX VR5 robotics tournaments. Several teams have reached the state championship in its 4 years of existence at the high school. As of this year, there is also a middle school chapter. Their first team ever managed to reach the middle school state championships and come within a hair's breadth of going to the world championship in St. Louis. Congratulations, guys. Who's on the middle school team here? School? Just one, two? All right, good job. Oh, let's go this way.
Yes. Big smiles, everyone. Carrie Foster.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping you guys would bring in some robots tonight.
I should have been know.
Maybe next time.
Fun to go visit.
Yeah, I did go to one of the competitions. All right, so now on to the staff recognitions. First up, we have Angie Kerr, nominated by Carmi Beeson. Angie wants to come on up. Carmi wrote when she nominated Angie. As the math department head, Angie Kerr leads her department with poise, consistency, and attention to detail. During the math pilot this year, we all had our moments of frustration and relief in knowing that Angie strived to make thorough and informed decisions around the math pilot resource ease the frustration. Angie is an exemplar model of what it takes to lead a team. I learned many valuable strategies from you this year. Thank you. We do all pictures at the end.
Should we do all of the staff?
You want All right, next up, Nicole Murphy was nominated by Ashley Hughes. Ashley wrote this about Nicole. I would like to nominate Nicole for Red Hawk recognition for the incredible dedication she shows to her students each day. She teaches a group with a wide range of abilities and consistently creates a safe, structured environment where every student feels valued, supported, and capable. She goes above and beyond to meet individual needs while maintaining high expectations, making a lasting impact on both student learning and confidence. Congratulations. All right, next up, Jeff Dye, nominated by Gretchen Kingsley. Gretchen wrote this about Jeff. As a parent of a child with special needs, it warms my heart to see the connection and extra effort Jeff puts forth for my child. He has opened his heart and possibly some days stretched his comfort, says Gretchen, not me, to keep my son moving forward. He accepts hugs and helps my son turn things around on the most difficult days. My son loves him, and this, to a mom, is everything. He deserves to be recognized for his care and compassion for all students. Congratulations. Okay, next up, we have a group of people. If Mandy Flood, Carrie Haas, and Sarah Hope would please come up. Sarah? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Sorry. First one I got. All right. These three were not, these two plus Mandy Flood was nominated by Declan Rambergotzi, Jen Kramer, Jeff Dye, Renee Murphy, Vong Dong, and Ashley Hughes. They all wrote these about these ladies. We would like to nominate 3 exceptional paraprofessionals who hold one of the most challenging roles in our building and show up each day with a warm smile, a clean slate, and unwavering dedication to students. They consistently go above and beyond to meet complex student needs with patience, compassion, and professionalism, often in high-stress situations. Their resilience, commitment, and heart make them true heroes in our school and deeply deserving of Red Hawk recognition. All right, last up tonight, we have this sheet. A guy that we got to see a couple weeks ago, all over Facebook and the news. Very well-deserved recognition. Devin Calvert, Department of Instruction's Teacher of the Year, nominated by Sarah Stuckey. Sarah wrote this about Devin. I am pleased to nominate Devin Calvert for Red Hawk recognition. Devin recently was awarded as one of the 5 Teachers of the Year for the state of Wisconsin. He is an art teacher at Harmony and Consolidated. His classroom is a fun and engaging environment where he has high expectations and supports each student in developing their skills and igniting their creativity. Devin's classroom is a safe and inclusive space for all students. He takes initiative to make accommodations and meet each student where they are with their artistic skills and support them in growing and developing as artists. Devin is a member of our guiding coalition and is a leader in professional organizations at the state and national level. He is humble and hardworking. He spends countless hours uploading student art into electronic portfolios for families, hanging art on every wall of our hallways, and creating collaborative murals and displays for school events. He creates opportunities for students to be recognized for their talents, including doing an Artist of the Month program, showcasing works on social media platforms, participating in Youth Art Month activities, and sharing opportunities for families to get involved in local art exhibitions and activities. Devin is an excellent educator and colleague, and we are fortunate to have him working with our inspiring Red Hawks. Congratulations.
We get board members.
As a matter of etiquette, you're welcome to go and you're welcome to stay. It's good.
Folks can stick around if they would like, but it's okay if you don't stay. Congratulations to all the students and staff.
With that, we move on to Red Hawk. We'll start that again. With that, we move on to Red Hawk highlights, our admin update
Yeah,
today.
with this being the second board meeting of the month, our principals are going to give updates on great things that are happening across all of our schools here as we finish out the school year.
Right, good evening. As we head into the final days of school in our 4K through 3rd grade schools, we have been busy. So this month has been filled with family nights, especially getting coated in all colors of chalk, field trips, celebrations, learning, and lots of special memories being made. One of our big focuses has been celebrating the 250 years of our country and helping students understand what that means. You can ask almost any kindergarten 4K through 3rd grader, and they can tell you exactly what the stars and stripes represent on the flag. So it's been amazing to watch our students learn about patriotism, history, and citizenship in a meaningful, age-appropriate way. So it is also officially field trip season. So our teachers have been working hard to make these last few days of school memorable and exciting for students. At the same time, balancing all of the report cards, end of the year assessments, classroom celebrations, and doing this thing called teaching right up until the end of the school year. So a huge shout out to our staff for the energy, care, and dedication they continue to give each day.
At Northside, busy week, just like everybody else. Last week, we had track and field for all grades. We were fortunate enough to get them all in without any rain dates, so I'm thankful for that. We also had a family fun night that our Friends of Northside parents group put together. That was last week. Band, choir, and then let's not forget this Friday is our second and final market day. So our 6th graders, as we are getting them prepared to send them over to the middle school, have their last market day, and that starts at 2:30 this Friday. Come join if you'd like some treasures.
All right, at the middle school, we also had choir and band concerts. We also had our Unity track meet. I know that that's something that all of our students in Unity and students in our school look forward to every year. We had 2 different transition events. One evening event after our 6th graders at Northside got out, where they came over and just had an activity night with our 7th graders for a couple of hours. And then today we had some of our 6th grade students attend our Unity cookout and have some tours of the school and opportunities to ask questions of some of our Unity leaders. 7th and 8th grade each took their class field trips. 7th grade students had opportunities to go to either Circus World, the UW Biotech facility, or the Burpee Museum of Natural History. And then 8th graders had a choice or opportunity to attend one of these options: the Milwaukee Public Museum, the Nevin Fish Hatchery, the Larson Acres Farm and Dane County Humane Society, the Henry Vilas Zoo and Geology Museum, and then the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art and Henry Vilas Zoo. So lots of opportunities for our students at the end of the year.
All right, you're finally at the high school again. It is a crazy busy season, but it's a fun season. Just a couple items of note. Today, we had 12 of our students from the ID program went to the Job Olympics at CISA 2. So the Job Olympics is an opportunity for students to meet with other students from around Rock County. It's actually put on at Blackhawk Technical College, but it's sponsored by CISA 2. They do interviewing, they do job skills, and a chance to do that in community with students from across the county. In fact, Julie and Whitney both attended with our students today. We also, we are now getting into postseason for athletic play. Softball team won tonight, so they'll be playing Thursday or Friday, I believe, against Craig. I think we got to dance around Craig's graduation, so Mr. Spivak will be working with Craig on that. And then baseball is next week, Thursday. The track team is in Beloit right now at the regional track meet. And soccer should be starting postseason next week too. So it's a busy time of the year. And then obviously the big one this Sunday is graduation. So graduation is at 2:00. We have 230 students have told us they're walking out of a class of 250. So we would, if board members are attending, I think Joanne has sent you all of this, but we will be taking pictures, and you're welcome to greet students, the seniors in Gym 2. They'll start congregating about 1:15. You're welcome to join beforehand. We'll try to snap a picture beforehand. So, but we are looking forward to the biggest day in Milton, graduation Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeremy, can you repeat what time can we greet students? Did you say 1:15?
Yes, so
Okay.
students will be arriving between 1 and 1:15. You're welcome to come join, greet them, and just talk with them before the ceremony in Gym 2.
Great, thank you.
I would just like to thank you guys all for the updates. I know as board members, we try to get to as many things as we can, and we try to keep up with you, and it's not possible. Last week, I went to 4 events at 3 different schools, and it is super fun to see from an elementary school color run to the Unity track and field to scholarship night. I did not get colored, which was fabulous. But it is, going to the parents group at the middle school and market day was another one. I mean, there's just so much fun. I don't know how you guys keep up, but thank you for all that you do, as well as our staff for making the last couple of weeks fun, especially as these kids get excited for the last couple of weeks and keeping them focused, especially at the high school where finals are coming. So.
Any other questions? All right, thank you. We're going to move on to Instructional, Co-curricular, and Student Services Committee report. Julie?
Thank you. Implementation for next year. So they did pilot CPM, and then they piloted Amplified Desmos, and they decided to stay with Amplified Desmos for the remaining of the school year. And that is what they have chose to implement as we go into the next school year. All right, the 4th through 8th grade ELA pilot. So we currently have Wit and Wisdom 4th through 8th. So Arts and Letters is through Great Minds. It's the same company as Wit and Wisdom. But Arts and Letters is kind of the 2.0 version. It's the more updated. So it's a teachers who have implemented Wit and Wisdom, who have taught the curriculum resource, and they've taken all the things they love about Wit and Wisdom and created it into Arts and Letters. So it's condensed to 60-minute ELA blocks versus a 90-minute ELA block, and then the kind of the modules and the themes. So we are going to pilot. We had some funds left over from some workbooks, so we were able to use the funds to pilot next year of Arts and Letters, and then we'll determine if we'd like to migrate to Arts and Letters. So we have 2 ELA teachers in each grade level, and then we have 1 special education teacher in 5th grade who will be, because they co-teach with the ELA teacher. And then the 6th through 8th grade math pilot. So in the fall and the winter, they were able to look at some of math resources, and they have decided middle school 7th and 8th will be piloting Amplified Desmos. 6th grade will be piloting iReady mathematics, classroom mathematics, and they will be also piloting Amplified Desmos. And really, if they pick iReady, that goes with our K-5. If they select Amplified Desmos, that's aligned with our 9 through 12. Any questions on that?
I got a quick question for you. Is there any scenario where a student would have be on a pilot math program 2 years in a row, or will we have that figured out before they come back that second year?
Yep. So our goal is to have Next year will be the pilot, and then they will decide which one they're going to go with.
Okay. So after the first year, we should be set.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And then the next one is Act 20. So cut scores were changed. They were updated. And if you scroll to the next one. So this is just our updated data of our spring data. So the winter of 24-25 was the first year we had to implement it, the Ames Web Plus screeners, and any of our scholars who fell below the 25th percentile had to have a reading plan. And so if you look into spring, it decreased. And then if you look into the fall and then to the winter and the spring, there is a little bump from winter to spring. And that's because those cut scores are really big. So our kindergarten and first grade, we were not surprised. There's a little increase of some of the scholars who fell below the 25th percentile, but we continue to monitor, and we are progress monitoring them on the skills that they may be lagging. For kindergarten, first grade, it's really around automaticity, and they're scored within a minute. And so our goal is for them to be able to name letters as quick as they can in a minute. And if they don't reach a certain cut score, that's how they fall below the 25th percentile. So any questions on that? We have a lot to celebrate when we're looking at our scores.
Thank you, Julie. On the third, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a reading plan or the possibility of not progressing. Is that what happens to that lower percentile? They get held back, or?
So are you talking about our third grade? Okay,
Yeah.
so third grade scholars, they have to receive a proficient in the Wisconsin Forward, and we still continue with their reading plan. So as they transition to fourth grade, it may look a little different, but we continue to monitor their progress, and we're closing the gaps through kind of a level system that we're supporting at Northside. So no, they will not be retained because we have that policy that we came last June with, and then we had an updated version around it as we look at a lot of data to determine if a scholar would ever have to be retained.
I don't have a question as much as maybe just a reminder for me and the board, what happens to those students when they go from third grade to fourth grade? Like, it's a new school, new whole staff. So if you could just tell us all kind of that process.
Sure. We look at their data just like we do with all of our scholars at the 4K3 level. And then we determine through our reading interventionists, all of the supports to determine what are some goals for them. And if they received reading intervention in third grade or in second grade, we look at that data every time we screen, but then we progress monitor. So we use What I Need Time, Win Time at Northside to pull some of those small groups. And then teachers are also pulling small groups during like the ELA blocks. I think that's it for, yep. That would be fun.
All right. Another pilot that we are working on this time of year is called Cami. Cami is an online tool for digital content. And the goal of Cami is to make digital content accessible for all of our learners. So it's not just for our learners with maybe a reading disability, it's for all of our learners because it has so many amazing tools to it. Some examples of tools that Cami provides are it reads text out loud, it can convert speech into text, all the annotation type of tools that you could think of highlighting, underlining text, can simplify text to a student's independent reading level, has a built-in dictionary that has visuals with it, lots of tools that are available for our students. So with our pilot, our goal is about accessibility, engagement, productivity, and consistency for our students. And the reason that we're piloting Cami right now is because our existing program of Read and Write has not provided those to us this year. So we have a lot of ongoing and unresolved issues that we have attempted to work through. And so we're looking at Cami as a potential other option for us and for our students. So our teachers in grades 4 through 12 across all content areas have been provided with the opportunity to pilot this so that we can see how it interacts with multiple different areas of ELA to social studies to math, all across the board, and different levels too, so that we can see its compatibility with iPads and with our laptops. So Our teachers are piloting that right now, and we're looking at data of student usage to see if that would be a next step for us to increase accessibility for all of our students. Questions about that? No? All right. Next one on there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll talk about it. So we just have an update for our East guided flight. We had talked about kind of around November, expanding our program into Milton East, given the number of students that we have with complex needs at West. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on how things are going. Teams at East and West have been working incredibly hard. So the early work earlier this year that the administrators and I did was to help determine which students would go. How do we have those conversations with families? How do we make them feel supported? But then the teams at the schools are really digging into all of those details that matter for students and that will have a huge impact for next year. So not only are they working to successfully create transitional supports for our 8 students, but to build a program that will last. So some things that we are doing over there, physical updates, we'll be relocating some classrooms, a sensory room will be built this summer. You might have noticed some updated fencing around the playground at Milton East for all students and safety measures there. Collaboration time. So East and West had an opportunity during PD Day to be able to collaborate, and multiple staff members from East have been able to go and do visits at Milton West, which has been super incredible. And they've all come back super excited about the opportunities that they're going to have next year with students. Our related service providers have been doing some co-treating of students so that when students come to East, they know people, they have some familiar faces. And we have also been doing a consultation with a consultant at CISA 2, who's looking at our guided flight programming kind of across the district to look at how do we increase our equitable and inclusive practices for all of our students. Any questions? All right.
Thank you. Yep. Next, we move on to Human Resources Committee report. Rick?
Okay, thanks, Annette. The Human Resources Committee met on May 13th. First item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on 2026-27 seasonal, occasional, and temporary rates. As we have talked about before regarding all of our employee groups, the district aims to offer our staff competitive salary and benefits while continuing to be fiscally responsible. The HR department has collaborated with the high school and middle schools, athletics and activities departments, and Milton Rec department to come up with the new recommendations for their employee compensation that you can see listed in the table in board docs. Did anyone have any questions or comments regarding that? I'm going to make a motion to approve the 2026-27 seasonal, occasional, and temporary employee rates as presented.
So I have a motion from Rick, a second from Ed. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Second item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on 2026-27 support staff letters of employment. At our last meeting, the board approved the 2026-27 hourly rates for support staff. The HR and payroll departments have implemented the approved wage adjustments and steps and are bringing forward letters of employment for the board's approval. The lists of all of these employees are included in board docs for your review. I'm going to make a motion to approve the 2026-27 support staff letters of employment as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from John. Any questions?
I have a question. So all of the listed rates for the employees that are listed for the executive content, those are all based on steps.
The board also approved. Sorry. Yes, that is correct. The board at our last board meeting approved that 4% increase. I believe looking at our memo that we had brought forward, and that is for our salaried technology staff members, and that they do not have a step. So they are salaried, but underneath the support staff umbrella. So when you mention all except for them.
Understood. And then I'll have to abstain from this.
Yes. Thank you, Tracy. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
The third item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on academic support coordinator and elementary supervision proposal. I'm going to toss this over to Chris.
Okay. Thanks, Rick. Outlined in board docs is a proposal from Julie Musgrove and myself, and I'll provide a summary of that proposal that's in board docs. Since June of 2025, the district has made repeated efforts to fill a part-time advanced learning and enrichment teaching position, which was later expanded to a 1.0 FTE teacher to attract a wider applicant pool. Despite posting the position 5 times and conducting interviews, we were unable to identify a suitable candidate. As we are heading into the 26-27 school year, rather than continuing to recruit for this position as originally designated, administration is using this opportunity to reflect on the district's broader systematic needs and how this role can be restructured to better serve student and staff. Those discussions led to the proposal to reallocate the vacant position into newly redesigned hybrid leadership role. District Academic Support Coordinator at 70% FTE and a consolidated elementary school principal at 30% FTE. If approved, this would be a supervisorial level position under a 1-year contract, a 220-day contract, beginning in 26-27 school year, with a proposed salary of $89,000 to $92,000. The role is designed to prioritize the development and continuous improvement of a comprehensive K-8 advanced learning system, while also strengthening district-wide instructional systems and coordination with enrichment opportunities and multi-level systems of support, are also known as MLSS. The 30% principal assignment for Consolidated Elementary addresses a current leadership need, as administration oversight there has been handled by the Harmony Elementary principal. With Harmony's enrollment growth now reaching levels comparable to East and West Elementaries, full-time leadership at Harmony is needed, making this restructuring a practical solution. By combining these responsibilities into one position, the district can provide dedicated building-level leadership at Consolidated while advancing a district-wide academic support agenda without creating an additional standalone administrative position. Any questions on the proposal that's outlined in board docs or anything that I went through? Rich, anything to add?
I think just one thing that I'd like to highlight, I've had discussions with the staff at Consolidated and sent communication out to Consolidated parents to make sure that those groups were aware of the conversation that we're having. I also had a conversation with the president of MEA to make sure she was alert, with Sarah Brechtel to make sure she was alert to this consideration. And I want to be clear that this isn't something that Principal Stuckey approached us and asked for. Has worked and continues to work incredibly hard to be a principal at 2 different schools. And one of the benefits of the new proposal would be having a full-time administrator at Harmony, as Harmony Elementary has continued to grow to be bigger now than West Elementary and almost as big as Milton East. Having a dedicated principal at Harmony that isn't shared with another school will be a benefit for Harmony students and staff. Having additional principal time at Consolidated will also be a benefit for the Consolidated students and staff. And having the academic support portion of the position paired with it allows the flexibility in the position for the person selected for this position to be able to do both of those roles extremely well and provide great service for our students and staff.
No, just to be clear too, I don't think it was mentioned, but the current Consolidated role is only a 0.1 FTE, correct?
Yes, currently the Consolidated principal position is 0.1 FTE, and it's paired with Harmony's principal position, which is a 0.9 FTE.
Okay. I'm not going to speak for the entire committee, but I do think this is a win on many different levels. It's going to give the Harmony building that dedicated principal. It's going to give the consolidated building some more leadership hours, and it's also going to benefit all those 4K through 8 staff who can get support from this position. So I'm definitely in favor of this.
I just thank you for presenting that. I just like to get a little clarity because obviously with, we want to have the highest education for our students and the biggest opportunities, but also be fiscally responsible. So from a financial perspective, this is a completely new role, correct? This hasn't been budgeted for in the past, or am I wrong, Ross? I will defer to the teacher role. Okay, so this would be more than if it was entry level teacher or whatever that role was being posted at.
I don't know if everybody could hear Ross's answer, so I'll share. Tracy asked if about the budget impact, and we have had a 1.0 on the teacher salary schedule posted for the position, is the one that Chris spoke to that we weren't able to fill. By moving it to a combined academic support and consolidated principal position, there's a requirement that the position would need to have a principal license because they would be supervising the teaching staff at consolidated. So it's kind of a quasi supervisor / administrator position. We looked at a 220-day schedule, which is about 15 days at the end of the school year and then coming back 15 days early before the start of the school year compared to the 190-day teacher schedule. And the salary then would be an increase from the posting that was the 1.0 teacher position, but a pretty comparable daily rate for the 220 days to a veteran teacher with advanced degrees.
Thank you for that. Can you elaborate a little more? I know we've spoken about the consolidated principal role, and I understand the need to, for both Harmony and the growth there, but a little bit more on what that role on the 70%. We've talked a lot about the 30, but could you elaborate a little more on how that will benefit our students?
I'm sorry, the 70%?
Share.
And Julie will be able to come up and speak to that.
So they will primarily be really focusing on our advanced learners. So it would allow more to collaborate at the K3 world and then into our 7 and 8. Because right now, primarily this position was a 4-6 at Northside. So we're expanding it so it becomes more of a district-wide. They would be coordinating all of our advanced learning. So we partner with Southern Lakes, and they would attend all the meetings and then all of the extra enrichment activities. So like perfect example, tomorrow they're going to the math meet. So they would be coordinating all of the enrichment, the Southern Lakes writing, anthology. So they would be doing a lot of the coordination that happens throughout the year, but it's not only at Northside, but they would be they're also taking group sets from the middle school, but then also there is a leadership team that goes from the high school. So this person would be supporting data, having collaborations with schools to talk about our advanced learners and what that could look like in the classroom during like win time. So they would be supporting like targeted supports, but it would be for our advanced learners to make sure that they're getting what they need, meeting them at their levels. Because right now we don't have that kind of setup in our framework. This allows for it to be a more multi-level systems of support at a K-8 and into kind of high school, supporting each of the schools based on needs.
And then one thing that I want to add to that, Julie gave a good overview there, but a reminder to the board, because we weren't able to fill that position this year, we paid one of our staff an extra stipend to take on those duties. So they would be continuing that to close out this year, but then if this is approved, that would fall into this role. And I think the one other part of it that Julie hit on a little bit that I want to reinforce, because it's really where a lot of the bang for the buck comes for all students across the district, is a part of this position would be not only diving into data with groups of teachers to identify students for advanced learning opportunities, but also to do some professional development and be in the classroom working with teachers directly to help them differentiate their lessons to best meet the needs of advanced learners.
So I'm gonna go back. Oh, sorry. I just want to finish.
Go ahead and
Oh,
finish.
I was just gonna finish. So for those that are watching and may not understand the terminology, is this the old school gifted and talented programs that happened when we were younger?
Yes. So, yep.
That's where the clarity.
It changed to advanced learners.
Okay.
Yep, but it was gifted and talented. And before that was called PRISM.
Understood. So it's focusing on that group of students, which I think is a great opportunity if we don't have that at the K-3 level. So thank you very much for your summary.
When did we last have that position filled? A year ago, you said?
So yes, that position was filled up through June of 2025. And then that's when we posted for that position.
So I think the memo said you had posted that job 5 times. Why do you think we couldn't fill that position? Just curious. Any idea?
Sure. My thoughts on that, John, would be that when we were looking at it, we were looking for somebody with experience to come in. And we need somebody that's going to have a strong foundation of that core gifted and talented or advanced learning background. So I don't believe Julie and her team found anybody during those interviews when they looked at those candidates.
Yeah, because that also started as like a 0.6, and then we moved it to a 1.0 eventually, or not quite a 1.0.
That is correct. So that was a conversation we had with the HR committee and the board throughout last summer. So the position originally started at 0.6, and then there was a 0.2 added to it for additional help at the advanced learning level. And then during the summertime, I believe we talked with the HR committee and the board for that, asked the board to approve a 1.0 to make it more enticing for outside candidates to apply.
What is the administration's confidence level in finding a better candidate this time?
I'm feeling confident that we'll be able to find candidates. There's a possibility that we'll have some internal folks. I know that the board had, when we talked about board goals earlier, one of the things we talked about is looking for leadership opportunities for our current staff. And I think that we have some staff who in our system right now who might be interested in this as a leadership opportunity.
One final question, if that's okay. Will this role be working directly with students or just with the teachers?
It would be primarily with staff, educators, essentially, but there may be some working pockets of like modeling around how you can best support the instructional practices that we were talking about during what it could look like during win time for differentiation. So, but primarily they would be working and supporting teachers.
Thank you.
Chris, could you explain the 1.0 contract? I mean, I'm sorry, the 1-year contract. Does that mean it's like some of our other staff, or are we just looking at this as a 1-year reassess in a year?
Sure. So we have 2-year administrative contracts and 1-year supervisorial contracts. So with this position being a 0.3 that we're proposing for a consolidated principal and the coordinator role, we are asking the board to approve a 1-year supervisorial contract, 220 days. And the range falls within our associated principal comparable data from the Badger Conference. And so that's where we get the range from. But it is a 1-year supervisorial contract, 220 days, very similar to our associate principals at Northside and the middle school.
And I want to make sure that I clarify, when Chris speaks to a 1-year contract, it's not there's a 1-year position that we might offer to a teaching position if we know that that position is only going to be in place for that year and then it's gone. That's not what he's referring to. He's referring to our supervisor contracts, our single year contracts, and then we renew them when it's time to renew them for the following year.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't elaborate on that.
That's kind of what I thought.
I'm going to make a motion to approve the creation of academic support coordinator
I have a motion from Rick and a second from Ed. Are there any other questions? All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We are on to new business. Discussion and possible, discussion and possible action on summer school staffing for June 2026.
Okay, thanks, Annette. So if you all recall back to June of last year, the HR department brought forward a staffing plan for July and August for summer school, and then June of 2026. So we're planning for next year. And in our review of our needs, as Sarah begins the summer school process and bringing students in and staff working their hours for the month of June, we noticed that we need to add an additional 150 hours. So the memo that's outlined in board docs is requesting an additional 150 hours of support staff hours for our instructional aides, our special education aides, to meet our student needs for this coming June. And the primary reason behind this is that we have one additional day in the month of June than we did last year in the month of June. So we want to make sure that we have all the hours to cover our student needs.
I'm going to make a motion that the number of support staff hours for June of 2026 not exceed 2,770.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from John. Any other questions?
I have one question from a financial perspective. So if we're incurring additional costs to support our special education, does that go into the bucket that we are reimbursed for? Thank you.
I didn't hear what he said, so I'm sure the people.
He said, yes, it does.
Okay, yes, it does. Thank you. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are on to action on staffing reports.
I'll move to approve the staffing reports presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Rick, a second from Tracy. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Financial report. Thank you again, Ross. I don't want to use the word enjoy, but learn something from reading your report. Yeah. I would entertain a motion on gifts and donations.
I move to approve the gifts and donations with gratitude.
Second.
A motion from John, a second from Tracy. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting dates.
We have a couple upcoming committee meetings, and first I'll start with the upcoming graduation ceremony. That is on, as Jeremy shared, Sunday, May 31st. It starts at 2 p.m. Make sure you let Chelsea know if you haven't yet, if you're planning to attend. And then on Monday, June 1st, we have two committee meetings, a finance committee meeting at 6 p.m. In the first floor conference room. That's Finance Committee, June 1st at 6 p.m. And then a Governance Committee meeting to follow, also on Monday, June 1st, approximately 7 p.m. here in the PDC. We have a potential HR Committee meeting on Wednesday, June 3rd. The time is still to be determined. So we'll be reaching out to HR Committee members about availability on Wednesday, June 3rd. And then our next regularly scheduled board meeting is 2 weeks from tonight, Monday, June 8th at 6:30 p.m.
Rich, I believe we have there is also the Rock County Civics Academy. I think that's June 3rd. So that's what I was trying to think of earlier. So.
Yep.
We need to notice a quorum for that.
Yeah, if you're planning to attend and you haven't let Chelsea know on that, make sure that you let her know on that too. And we'll send out an email reminder for folks to let us know. Thank you, John.
All right. Anything else? Motion to go into executive session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85 sub 1C and 19.82 sub 1, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Discussion on the 26-27 administrator and supervisor compensation contracts. And we do plan to reconvene in open session at this time.
Second.
I need a roll call vote on this one. Rick?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Tracy?
Yes.
Oh, Annette's a yes. Ed?
Yes.
Okay. We are in executive session. Thank you.